Tell me something. How would you react if you had a friend who would be there for you whenever you're partying, whenever you're lazing around, whenever you're doing something which is whiling away time, whenever you're doing something that you know that you shouldn't be doing, and the friend will always be there. But when you really need the friend for that extra hour of work, for that mindful thinking, for that conversation, for that getting up early discipline, and so on, and you rely on that friend to come and help you, that friend is nowhere to be found. Would you be friends with such a person? Most likely not, right? How is it then that we still are best friends with this concept of motivation? So a lot of people call me a motivational speaker, and I don't like the word motivation because motivation is actually a pretty lousy friend. You don't need motivation to have that extra drink. You don't need motivation to sleep that extra hour. You don't need motivation to watch that extra hour of Game of Thrones. You don't need motivation to not work. You don't need motivation to skip work. And yet, when you actually have to get things done that you know you should be doing in life, that's when fucking motivation comes in. So you somehow need motivation to work. You need motivation to get up early. You need motivation to go to the gym. You need motivation to eat right. You need motivation to work hard and so on and so forth. So it's like this friend who's never there with you when you truly need him or her and is always hanging around when you're doing just random shitty super stuff. And that belittles the concept of motivation because in real life you would never be friends with such a person, and yet we all fall in love with this concept of motivation. So when I think of myself and everything that I talk about, it's not motivation. It's not meant to motivate you because you will feel that rush of blood and there's goosebumps and all that when you hear me talk, but at the end of it it'll just go away instantly and you'll be back to your normal life and routine. Instead, I think of myself as an awareness speaker. And what that means is I am laying down options in front of you that I hope that you're aware of and you know that you have a choice to make around. Because most people just live their life in the absence of awareness. They don't even know what else they could have done. They don't even know what else they could have achieved. They see something, they marry themselves to the first thing that they see, whether it's science, commerce, arts, whether it's at college, whether it's their first job, whether it's their first industry, and they continue to live their life forever like that. And then they complain. They complain that they don't have a great life. They complain that they don't have a great work-life balance. They complain that they don't have money. They don't have peace. They don't have happiness, and so on and so forth. And I don't like the fact that you're complaining when you weren't even aware of the choices that you had in front of you. So it's great that you don't want to be an entrepreneur. It's great that you want to have a completely stable life. And I don't despise that. But what I don't like is that you're settling in that life and you're doing it because you're not even aware of what all lies in front of you. So my job is then to shed awareness or to shed light on all the options that are there in front of you. And I am just saying, look, you always have choices in front of you. You have a choice to lead the life that you're living, and then don't complain about where you are. And you also have a choice of becoming who you think you should be becoming, or you look up to those individuals or get inspired by them, but you recognize that they're making active choices and completely living a different life from yours. And that's what it will take to become them. And you should then settle into your life knowing that you consciously took a choice to live that life that you have instead of just saying that I wasn't even aware of what there was. So the next time you're relying on motivation to get things done, to change your life, to become a different person, and so on, recognize that motivation is not the reason why you're not getting there. Motivation is not the reason why you haven't made it in life. It's just the lack of awareness and your willingness to make a hard choice of what it takes to be where you want to be and where you are right now. That's the Warikoo Wednesday for today, Season 2, Episode 16. I'll see you all next week.